Hi there, thank you for joining me on Ferncrafts. I'm Christine and I welcome you to my channel. Thank you to all of you for your lovely comments over the last few videos. And for those that are new subscribers, welcome you, and those that are returning, thanks for coming back. Today I'm doing a very quick video, and this is for those of you who have asked to show off the blooms of the orchids that I got at the Southern Ontario Orchid Society show, SOOS, back in February, the Valentine weekend. And I have one here that's in bloom and I wanted to share it with you. It's my Psychopis, and if I can find the label, it is Papillio Special 3 Lips, it's called. And it's from Crystal Star Orchids here in Ontario. So I still have her sitting in that plastic pot that she came in with the sphagnum moss, because they like the humidity, and for now, because she was in bud, I didn't want to disturb it at that time. Although I have to say, Psychopis are sequential bloomers, and they grow out of the middle of the pseudobulb right there and onto very, very thin, long but woody stems. They're pretty hard, and this one's staked. And if I come up, and here is the flower, it is beautiful and, you know, quite large. If I can show you against my palm, the bloom itself without the antennae on the top is the size of my palm, quite big. And she's been open now for about a week and a half. So she has these 3 sepals on the top, and they really look like you can understand why they're called butterfly orchids, because they do look a lot like that, don't they? The lovely markings that she has, and you can see that she's very distinct in the sense that she's open sideways. And if I show you a sideway shot of her, you can see that she looks like she is, you know, got these 2 wings and she's flying. This looks like a skirt. It's beautiful, beautiful, and quite exposed as far as the lip. And they are sequential bloomers, which means that they will have a bloom one after the other. So as this one falls, it would already be preparing for the next bloom. So this is an ideal orchid to have in a collection, especially when you're a beginner. I have to say that they are a little more pricey, so that's something to keep in mind as well. They are, as far as the growing conditions, they're epiphytic, just like all or most of the orchids, and they grow in these clusters of pseudobulbs. And this one has about 3 pseudobulbs in there. It's a little hard to see at this point, but there are 3 pseudobulbs in there, and they grow in clusters, and the flowers last for about 10 to 15 days or so. The dorsal sepals, which are the top ones here, are attenuated, or they I think that's how you say it, attenuated, meaning that they look like antennae. And the lateral sepals are heavily marked, which you can see are very much like the butterflies. And they do this because they want to be pollinated by those butterflies that they look like. And they don't like to dry out completely, so it's a very good idea to keep them moist at all times. And they don't really need a winter rest, so they can be repotted at any time, but the ideal time, like I said, would be somewhere between April and June. What more can I say? That they love high humidity because they like to have a moist medium. They grow in these rainforests, and they like that high humidity. They're mostly found in South America, and where the temperatures are somewhere between 15 to 27 degrees, and at its low, and about 19 to 29 degrees at its high. So they grow, they like to be fed heavily between spring and fall, and I generally use a fertilizing method of weekly for all of my orchids, which means that I use a weak solution of fertilizer on a weekly basis. So, and it seems to work very well with most of my orchids. So there you go, folks, just a little glimpse of my Psychopsis, and she is doing beautiful. And you know what, I'm really starting to enjoy the orchids again, spending a little more time with them, and getting back into the routine. So thank you all for your lovely comments. I do appreciate it. And for anyone who hasn't done so already, do subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, because you'll be the first one to know when I upload a video. So until the next time, happy growing. Enjoy your orchids. Bye bye.